Oh baby, welcome back to another Z-Ride Along. This video is for day 6 on our road to $10,000. It is Wednesday, April 16th, and as you can see, it is light out. We usually do our intros at the end of the night to kind of have a better idea on what the night brings, right? And this one has got more than Saturday and Sunday combined. Holy crap. First off, we are blindly accepting every ride. What do I mean by blindly? Check out the Fare Blocker 5000. Alright, so just want to show you guys how this works. We have the privacy setting on, so we can't see how much money we're making, and then I'll wait for the next ride. Oh, it's working. Can't see the fare. Look at that. And we just accept. Aha. Secondly, we went surge chasing at the end of the night, and it was worth it. Lastly, you ever have one of those just one more ride and it was a bad idea? This one isn't too bad, but oh my gosh, it lasted 1 hour. 1 hour. My last ride on the way home lasted 1 hour, and I go on a rant. And you know I am frustrated when basically I just keep talking and I don't have to like put any coherent thoughts together, because I am so frustrated that I'm just blurting it out. It's a long rant, you could skip it, but it's about GoGo Parent. If you don't know about GoGo Parent, it's like a service for senior citizens that helps them out in multiple ways, and one of them is to call an Uber driver. But it was a good day, so sit back, relax, buckle up, and join me on this ride along. Alright, so it is update time, and I wasn't sure how to approach this. I wanted to go all day without knowing how much I've made, but I have to take screenshots for the updates, and I was trying to figure out how, probably going on my phone to look, but I couldn't figure it out. So oh, look at a little smart car go. So honestly, I'm gonna have to make it that in a way that I have to look at it at every break. Ugh, why couldn't I say that? I have to put it in a way where I have to look at it at every break. Unfortunately, that's so I don't know, I'll try to figure out something later. But for today, we have been online for 3 hours and 15 minutes, making $76. Oh, so tragic. Which makes sense. There's a few lulls where I wasn't getting any rides, so I think 20 minutes of it. And I think we have $7 in tips, so Uber paid us $69, which is above 20. What is that? About 22, 21 an hour, but with the tip $7, so we're at like 23, 24 an hour. Oh, that is tragic. That is tragic. But it kept us out. It kept us out. So this thing right here, it does what it's supposed to do, because if I saw that I was making that little, I would have just gone home and slept. I would have gone home, waited it out a bit, maybe eat, I don't know, but I would have done something else other than working. So it's doing its job. That's exactly why I'm doing this, is because if I feel like I'm not making enough money, or if there's a ride where I'm like, oh, this ride isn't worth it, I end up just kind of leveling myself, where I think, oh, I'm just gonna go home. But we've stayed out, and although we're not making the $25 an hour that we want, we're still making money. We're still profiting. It's not efficient, but it's money. The overall of what we're making today, it's being added to that. Also, here in this town, and this is probably just me, but I don't know if it kind of, it can potentially work throughout everywhere else, but I'm not a fan of like the 2 to 6 o'clock time slot. And it's only because I feel like, and again, this is just me, the morning people that come in, like for all the full-time Ubers, there's the morning people who just like to work the morning to afternoon. They're barely wrapping up, not in a sense that they're heading home, but they're probably finding their last rides or something, probably working their last 2 hours. And then you have the afternoon full-timers that come in probably like around 12 and then maybe work until 9-10 o'clock or something along those lines. So they come in, and then you have the evening people like myself who try to come in probably like around 3-4 o'clock and then just work until 2-3ish. And I feel like there's just a lot, I say this a lot, but I think in this particular case, I think that that's just a huge kind of staggering effect, where all of the Uber drivers combined just converge and are out at that time. So I could be crazy, but that's how I feel, honestly. And then I personally like that like 3 to 5 a.m. time slot, where if there's still rides going on, I like to be out during that time because the roads are clear, the lights are on sensors, and I'm probably one of 3 Uber drivers out. As long as the rides are coming during that time. All right, so it is update time. We have been online for about 7.5 hours now, if my calculations are correct, and we've made $218. So I think we're close to $30 an hour now. So we were freaking fighting through the trenches. Holy crap. But check out these tips. I'm not exactly sure how many rides I've done today, but I think I've done quite a bit. But some of those big tippers, one of them was somebody that was 15 minutes out of town that just had to go 1 mile, and I guess she was getting off work, so she told me like it's always difficult for her to get a ride out here, which was fine for me. I mean, honestly, I don't mind going that far, even though it's like 30 minutes back, and the ride itself probably paid like $10. Honestly, here's the ride. I'm sure it did not pay me much. Although we get paid for pickup distance, it doesn't equate to $1 an hour like an actual ride. But when it's slow like this, I'm more than happy to do it. And then the $10 one was it was an airport run, mother, father, and they had an infant that was like super tired, sleeping on them. So I was like, are you guys going to this hotel? Okay. And they had a lot of luggage with them that they needed a cart while one of them held the baby. So when we got to the hotel, I actually ran inside, grabbed the cart, brought it out so we can load it up. And that's all there is to it. I mean, it's the little things, I think, that people do appreciate. And I think it's those opportunities when you're allowed to show that you go above and beyond people, which increases the likeliness of tips. And the thing is that I honestly do it because I expect the same. Treat others the way you expect to be treated. Like if I have multiple bags or something like that, it would be nice to be helped out. But for the most part, I don't ask for help. But I mean, let's say I had, three luggages for some reason or another, I don't know, and guy helped me out like that, I tip him big. But that doesn't always guarantee big tips. I've gone above and beyond for a lot of people. But at the end of the day, like, I don't expect anything in return. But that's just me. I know. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I am very thankful and fortunate that I live in a market where I'm getting paid $25 from Uber. I had $35 in tips tonight, but I still made $180 from Uber. I am very thankful that if I stay in this town, I'm making over $1 per mile. And honestly, that goes up to almost $2, sometimes $3 when it's really, really busy. So don't get it wrong. If I was in a crappy market like I know most Uber drivers are, and I'm not calling your market crappy, it's just that it may be oversaturated, it may not have pickup fees included, it might not have minimum guarantees. Like, there's so many other places. The vast majority of people I know are not in great markets when it comes to Uber or Rideshare, and I am very thankful that I am in one and that I can be in a position where I don't have to rely on tips. Don't get me wrong, I love tips. I don't look at each and every ride like, are they gonna tip me? Or if somebody says, I'll tip you in the app, I don't hawk it, because it's not a make it or break it for me. And I'm very, very thankful for it. But at the end of the night, I've said this before, it's nice to know that, hey, this added an extra $3-4 to my day. In this case, 35, almost $5 an hour. Like, so don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted. I love tips, but I'm so thankful to be in a position where I don't have to rely on it. And I'm not trying to preach everybody, be like, oh, don't expect tips. Why would you expect tips? Oh my gosh. And I remember the first few months I was on Uber, I was looking through forums. I was seeing all these Uber drivers kind of vent their frustration, and I was thinking, like, what are these guys talking about, man? They're only posting the worst of the worst offers that they're getting, and it's not so bad. These guys are so pissed about people not tipping. I dismissed it so hard. Like, what do you mean? This is a very lucrative job. Why are all these people complaining? Yeah, you may not be getting as much as you did before, but you could still earn a lot of money. But once I saw the deeper in it, once I saw the little things, once I was in a market where it's high mileage, low dollars per mile, I was like, oh, I get it. So, rant over. I know how fortunate I am. I mean, it's a random Wednesday and I'm still able to make $25 an hour when, what the hell's going on over there? when most of the day it was like this. So, like I said, I'm very thankful. I'm not trying to rub anything in. I'm not trying to preach like, oh, you're not getting tips because you're expecting tips. I'm not. But it's nice. So let me just say, it's nice to be in a position where I don't have to rely on tips. Okay. So we're headed to the charger. We're doing a soft close right now, but if it's over, I'll do. But after I charge, if it stays, if I end up not getting any rides, then I'm gonna head home. But if after I charge and I continue to get rides, even better. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so I barely got out of the car to charge, and I'm glad I saw this, because what the heck is going on? Oh, I'm coming, Serge! Oh, I'm coming! Alright, we got a 550 sticky. We're going for that 950 right there. We're going for the 950 right there. I know where you are, buddy. I know where you are. 950. Let's go. Now we wait. Let's go. 950 surge. So it took 2 minutes. Let's go. Oh, I don't know if you could see, but we're chasing that $18 surge right there. We're at 950. That means we're getting closer. Where is it? Oh, I know where it is. We're at a 950 sticky, but we're trying to get that $18. I'll let you know when we're close. $18 surge. Let's go, and we're getting a freaking ride request. Give it to me. Let's freaking go. Where is he? I think he said he's over here. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Woo! What a rush. As Joseph in the comments from one of my other videos said, yeah, baby. Okay, it was only 2 rides, but in 2 rides, it paid $1 a minute, $40 total. Because there's that little summary, I was online for 40 minutes and I made 39 and some change. Wow, I cannot complain. And the funny thing is that this kind of goes hand in hand with what I was saying earlier about me being in a position where I can work without expecting tips. Because here's the 2 rides. Wow. And the 950 ride, remember, it was the first ride where I got the 950 surge. That first ride, they made me wait 8 minutes. 8 minutes. And I was able to cancel, but I think I waited a couple more minutes or something like that, because I did not want to lose the 950 surge. And I saw them scuffling around in there, like they were like scuffling around. So I knew they were in there, and finally they came out. And when they came out, I kind of had a sense of relief, but I was also happy. I was happy after they came out, after they made me wait 8 minutes. I was happy. Imagine that. So it's like one of those things where the more, if you're getting a really good pay for a ride, you kind of tolerate it much. You have a higher tolerance. I do, at least. I do. That's what I already have a pretty high tolerance, which compared to the average. But when I get paid like those better rides, whoo, my tolerance creeps up. And there was one time, I remember, it was a really busy night, but it was like, it's like right now, right, where it gets spiky. And towards the end of the night, I got a $22 ride, and all I had to take them was 3 minutes down the road. I'm not even joking. It was down to the Greek driveway, and then you come out, you make a right, and you literally go three blocks. And that was it. And when I pulled up, the guy went, hey, we kind of have a few people here. Do you mind if we just pack it up in the back? I was like, if you guys can fit, do whatever you want. No, I didn't say do whatever. I mean, if you guys can fit, I don't mind. And they literally had 2 people up front, 6 in the back. And I took that happily. They got some shoe prints on the side panel, but you see how easy it is to just wipe it off. Now if it was my car, I'd probably be a little more pissed, especially if it did perma damage. But this is a rental, and I was like, hop on in. I'm getting paid $22 for this 3-minute ride. Let's go. Oh my gosh. And that kind of goes hand in hand with, if we're getting paid a decent amount, we'll be a lot more tolerable. I think that's the message, right? And also, if we get paid way more than we expected, who knows, man? Go ram that thumb up my booty. Okay, not that far, but you get what I'm saying. Anyway, what a rush. Love it, love it. And we're still going. We're still going. There's still rides. No big surges right now, but we hit the charger. I didn't get to vacuum because sometimes I vacuum first and then charge, and then I'll turn on the app. So that's what I'm so used to. But this time I charge first, turn on the app, and we got a ride right away. So we're finishing off this ride, and then we'll see if we keep going until 4. We'll see if we keep going until 4. All right, speaking of tolerance, this is my last ride of the night right here. Basically, GoGo Parent is a third party that allows, I guess, people, typically senior citizens that are technologically challenged, to call in and order an Uber for them. The 2 times that I've done it, the pickup location was just at a really odd place and they didn't know where to go or where to go. And when I called in to the number, it rang right back to me. So each pickup took more than 5 minutes just because we couldn't communicate. That's crazy. How did cab drivers do it back in like the 80s? I don't know where I was cut off because the passenger actually called. Okay, improvement. The passenger called, they let me know that they'll be down in 2 minutes, and I was like, sure, no problem. No problemo. So I think this one's gonna be good because I think this is one of the people I picked up last time. But last time they're downtown and it took forever to find them, and she's a very, very colorful person. Not even joking. So let's see how this goes, and then we will close up shop for the night. 7-minute wait time with a potential for a $10 surge right there. I'll tell you my thoughts on this. There's a lot. This is jam-packed. This video is gonna be long. Oh gosh. Okay. Wow, I was not expecting it to last an hour. Good news is we're still in Ithaca. We are about 15 minutes away from home, which is fine. And the funny thing is, I've been wanting to drink something for like the past 2 hours. But I kept saying, I'm about to go home, I'm about to go home. Little did I know that that was gonna take 1 hour. Why did it take 1 hour? Well, I waited, so there's the drive there. It took me like 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. But then she had me wait 12 minutes, 2 minutes for the free wait time, and then another 10 minutes, which I could have canceled, but I didn't. And it's because she called me, and I figured senior citizen, she was like, hey, emergency bathroom, please don't leave. And I feel bad. I feel bad for leaving. Like, imagine how many people, like, would you want somebody to treat your grandmother that way? No. So you know what? I waited. That's fine. I just did some my administrative work, and then what happened? Oh yeah, she gets in. The drop off said right there, right next. I started it, and the drop off was exactly where the pickup location was. I was like, what the heck? And she goes, oh, like, oh, we're gonna go somewhere and then go right back. And I was like, okay, but she didn't know the address. She only knew where it was. So I couldn't put in the destination. And like, I'd say about 4 minutes into the ride, I finally figure out, you know, she keeps explaining it, and I finally figure out where it was. I was like, oh yeah, I know what that is. So we go over there, And the thing is she has this like heavy bag, and she was struggling when she was coming out. And I was like, oh, you should have told me, I would have helped you. And she's like, no, it's okay. So she comes into the car, and with this heavy bag, and she's a great personality. Don't get me wrong, amazing personality, chatter, funny, been around here for a long time, and great personality. But when we get there, the person that she's meeting to drop off the stuff is not answering his phone. She's not exactly sure what address it is. Excuse me, she knows the building number, she just doesn't know the apartment number. So she's calling, she's texting, this person's not picking up. Finally she goes through, she said she found it, dropped it off, and then she came back in, and then she asked to be dropped off somewhere else. So there was roughly about 25 minutes of waiting, not even 25 minutes, like 40-ish minutes, because the ride to there and the ride back is, oh my gosh. Anyway, here's what the initial offer was, which I didn't see, and the whole time I did not see what the heck was going on. Or the whole time I didn't know how much I was getting paid. I knew I was going to be paid more than the offer sheet because the drop off was like 3 steps, and then I knew that the wait times weren't going to be included. So here's the initial offer sheet, and then here's how much I got paid. $21 for an hour. That is nuts. The funny thing is that hour is not counting towards today, it's counting towards tomorrow, but the money amount counts for today. It's crazy. So tomorrow I'm gonna have 1 hour handicap, so today's numbers are gonna be skewed a little. Gosh. And that go parent thing, don't get me wrong, I think it is a great resource, because she's telling me the amount that the cab companies are charging her, and whoo, it's a lot. So I'm glad that she's able to Uber, but we don't get anything extra out of it for going above and beyond. The funny thing is we get penalized. Technically I could have canceled during the 10 minutes, but there's no way we can cancel a ride. Now, what if she wanted to go an hour away from here? Oh my goodness gracious. That's nuts. That is nuts. And I googled go parent, and it was a brief one, but there's just a lot of bad reviews on it and such. But if people are using it, I guess, it's a benefit for them. But at the end of the day, it's like a double proxy. It's crazy. You have the driver, and then Uber is directing the driver to go somewhere, and then go parent is directing Uber to tell the driver where to go. And as much as they're clear on as much as there's those instructions, just that ping ponging makes it a really bad experience. I've had 3 of them that were really bad experiences, and it's only because there's that disconnect between the driver and go parent. Well, there's the disconnect between the driver and the passenger, and it's because it's like the communication leapfrogs. It's just, oh my gosh. Rant over. Let me go into the summary. Alright, well, I cooled off quite a bit, and look, you can see traces of snow here. Yes, it's still snowing. April 17th, it's still snowing up here. Anyway, we haven't slept yet. It's 7:27 a.m. We have something to do this morning, which you'll find out in the next video. But for now, let's go over the summary. We worked basically 10 hours and made $318 and some odd cents. On a slow Wednesday, you saw the heat map on some of the clips. It was slow. That is crazy. That is crazy. That is amazing. Love it, love it, love it. And yeah, I can't be more thankful. I cannot be more thankful. Even without the tips, we would have been making what, $28 an hour? And then people tipped 40 some odd dollars. That's a good day. That increases what, our hourly by $4 an hour. As always, definitely appreciated. I appreciate the generosity. And she ended up tipping $6 as well. That's nuts. Even without it, like I said, I didn't even know they were capable of tipping, but that's crazy. That's crazy. I would have done it without the tips. It's just kind of like the whole situation. Have you ever had a last ride kind of deal? There was one time where I was near dead on the battery, and there is just one more ride that brought me somewhat towards the charger, and I took it. And that last ride, I hit a pothole that gave me a flat. And I was commissioned for, well, that was a whole ordeal. It was 4 a.m. A tow truck wasn't available until 8 a.m. And I had to be in the car without heat in below freezing weather. That was a bad night. Anyway, yeah, otherwise really good day. And yeah, it's just that last ride. That last ride that took an hour. I mean, granted, I got paid $28 for that hour, but you know what? I was expecting to go home. I haven't even eaten yet because I accidentally brushed my teeth before I started eating breakfast. I'm an idiot. But yeah, I wish I could do something better with this outro, but I've been up for 18 hours now. If you made it this far, please hit the like button. I know it's a really long video, and I do appreciate you making it this far. Share your experiences. Let me know if you haven't had any go-go parents, if you had any like what seemed like a slow day that just ended up popping off, big tip days, whatever it may be. And if you want to see how long it takes for us to make $10,000, subscribe. I will be doing this every day. So thanks again. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.